Hey fans, it's me Aaron for a comic show. It's another week of new comics now, and you know, these are kind of slow-ish weeks. I'm not really that into saying, oh, here's how this ends and here's how this ends for the things that are wrapping up. To be honest with you, September itself is kind of a slowish month of, there's some good new releases here and there, but October is insanity. Like, we just did the final order cutoff, retailers, which is 3 weeks out. We finalize our numbers for the first Wednesday in October, which is, I guess, October 7th. That is insane. That is Papergirls by Brian K. Vaughan. Add that to your pool right now. It's Brian K. Vaughan and Cliff Chiang, and there's no teasers for it. There's nothing. It's just these Papergirls in like 1988. They're 4 12-year-olds on bicycles. They say it's like Stand By Me meets War of the Worlds. They stumble on the biggest story of all time. It has to be alien stuff because it said War of the Worlds. And you know Saga. Like, what did you pick up that week instead of Saga? Pick up Papergirls on the 7th. But then there's also A Sin by Shane Davis, #1. And then Marvel has their first #1s coming out and those hip hop variants that look so awesome. You know, seriously, yeah, it's crazy. But this week there are a few things that I want to talk about, for real, seriously. Toyko Ghost, Rick Remender. I love Rick Remender. I've always loved Rick Remender. It's like cover A, cover B, pick whichever you want. But the biggest thing about this book is Sean Murphy's on art. So he always works with great artists, and this is an artist that did Wake with Scott Snyder. He wrote and drew the American Jesus, and not American Jesus, Punk Rock Jesus. American Jesus was an old Mark Millar thing, but Punk Rock Jesus was freaking crazy. And now he's doing the art. He's probably had some collaboration. Like, it says both creators, he's the writer, he's the artist. I'm sure there's some craziness. And what it is, to me, having read it, is like one of my favorite movies, Idiocracy. You guys know Idiocracy, but what the problem with Idiocracy, I guess, is, yes, it's a straight comedy, and it's, heavily like American. Like, this is America in the future where we're just so stupid. This is Tokyo. So, it's very, very, very techno. Everyone has all these techno adaptations and stuff, and they're all focused on checking out either with drugs or death or all media all the time, 100% saturation of media to where people don't even have personalities anymore. And at this point, do we really have much personalities, or do we really define ourselves by the type of things we like? Like, I like these Secret War pop heads from Funko that I'm wearing. Like, at what point do we lose who we are and we're just constantly consuming what we like as, really dumb fandom, dumb people? And yeah, thanks, Rick Remender. It was a great first issue. Female lead, at least with this issue, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's that kind of dystopian future that's like, hey, this is actually where we're going. I'm like, my iPhone might as well be grafted to my hand. That's how often I check it. I have to disable all the notifications so it never makes any sounds, and I still look at it constantly. I'm still addicted to it. It's crazy. But Toyko Ghost, new Rick Remender, Sean Murphy on art. It's a future story in Tokyo where everything is totally saturated by media and terrible, and no one has any values whatsoever. And it's fun. I liked it. Like, lots of death. Rat Queens, monthly. It's monthly now. Awesome. Tess Fowler is kicking ass as a new artist, and I'm happy to see it coming out. It's highly enjoyable. With issue 12 now, you're either getting it or you're not. If you're not getting it, just pick up volume 1 for $10. Beauty, issue 2's out. Second print of 1 is out. This is the story where there's this STD that makes you beautiful, and almost everyone has it because, people have sex with beautiful people, and it starts spreading and spreading and spreading. And if you suddenly look in the mirror and you look prettier, and you haven't had sex with anyone else, your significant other has cheated on you because they gave you the beauty. And there's the dark side to it, and people are dying, and there's all that craziness, of course. But it's a fun book. I'm enjoying it. Sex Criminals, issue 12's out. You get this. You got the XXX cover, which I don't know what it is. I'm going to open it now, see it live. I'm told it's not a penis this time. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, it's sort of the opposite of a penis. It's a, looks like a heart with some type of plug in the middle of the heart. I don't know. Kind of Goatsy's like before picture maybe. But I love Fraction and Zdarsky. I'm enjoying this book. Every time they have a new character that can do crazy sex stuff, it's fun. I enjoy it. The anime thing last issue was awesome. That carries on to this issue. Also with Image, the Fade Out. Fade Out Act 2, Volume 2 is out this week, and number 9, the first issue after Volume 2 is out this week. I am loving the Brubaker, Sean Phillips. If you haven't got Fade Out and you read anything else by them, like Criminal or Fatale, you need to read this. It's classic golden age era Hollywood, and with this issue 9, the main character and his sometime writing partner, basically writing partner, blacklisted writing partner guy, have this ridiculous backstory that we didn't know anything about for the first 8 issues. And then issue 9, it's like, boom, here it is. It's crazy. Some of the stuff you probably might have thought, and there's stuff that you never would have thought. And the reason why they're still kind of working together, even after all this crazy backstory, makes sense too, because there was a huge national tragedy like 9/11. Obviously, it was Pearl Harbor. I mean, that's the time it is, and obviously. But great story, great arc. Issue 9 was phenomenal. Check it out. And Birthright Volume 2 is out. This book is my favorite Williamson title. I loved it since I read a preview copy of the first issue, and it has not slowed down at all. Now, here's something only I might be reviewing. I don't know. I mean, I've always loved space. I always love space. I love Star Wars more than Star Trek. I like the stuff that isn't too science-y. I mean, just blasters and beat up spaceships, and the people piloting the ship don't even know how it works. They just knock at some with a wrench and whatever, and it starts going again, like Fozzarella, that thing. Space Riders by Black Mass. Look at these covers. Like, this is craziness. It's like going to space and doing acid at the same time. Like, at the same time. It's just, look at these colors. It's just like, every page is like a freaking blacklight poster, and you're high. I mean, the dialogue is very much pulpy, very much over the top. Just hold on to your butts. This is happening. This is going down. We're going to kill some MFers. Our ship's going to crash. It's going to be nuts. There's going to be some crazy aliens we may or may not have sex with, and it's awesome. I love this book. And it's one of the best reviewed books. Yes, what I'm talking about is all kind of like surface level stuff like, ha, it's fun to read when you're high, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But seriously, look up, just Google search Black Mass Space Writers reviews, and you'll see like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 8.7 out of 10. It is an amazing book. It's like classic heavy metal stuff, like the best classic heavy metal stuff. And if your store has this, these are new printings because all the old printings sold out. It's like third printing of 1, second printing of 2 or 3. Get them seriously. It is so much fun. You will enjoy it whether you are drunk or high or not. I loved it. And there's going to be one more issue, issue 4, and it's coming soonish. It's coming. Yeah, probably coming October 7th like everything else. It's going to be crazy. Marvel, another great Star Wars week. Lando, we got some awesome revelation of who this character is, who's after Lando. Lando finally realizes how effed he is, that what he stole was the Emperor's, not just an Imperial thing, but Emperor Palpatine's stuff, and you don't steal his stuff without severe consequences. However, we know Lando survives because this takes place before, Bespin Cloud City and Empire. So how does he survive? Probably involves a game of cards, probably involves some lady he seduces. He's a ladies' man. We got one more issue after this. It's going to be great. And Star Wars, Jason Aaron's Star Wars, the main title, that's Shauna Solo, Han's wife, I guess. That's what she's telling us. And okay, cool. But I love this whole issue. I laughed so many times. I had that whole little kid nostalgia. There's a Hut that works out. This Hut works out, man. He has Hut abs, and he has little robot things for legs that case of his arm just looks like, it's like, is that a grafted on arm? No, he has the right amount of fingers. He just has freaking biceps. I mean, maybe Jabba was just like, you know, when we see like 600-pound man, maybe Jabba was just really obese. And Hutts can be like this, or maybe this guy is just like from Flex magazine type of, you know, Hutt. And there's a lot of Jedi stuff. There's a lot of Jedi Council stuff that Luke is discovering things about the Jedi that filling in some gaps. Because when we watch the movies, you know, Yoda like kicks him around the swamp a bit, and then suddenly he's like, a Jedi Knight, he's a Jedi Knight. What else did he, you know, he finds out some more stuff. And then for Marvel, the only things I'm really talking about are these two things set in the 60s. This is Agent Carter. It's part of the 50 Years of S.H.I.E.L.D., kind of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter type of TV show tie-ins thing. It's in the Marvel Universe. And this one's fun. This one is absolutely fun. It is Lady Sif from Asgard, you know, straight out of Asgard, and Agent Carter teaming up in 1966. So that either does something for you or it doesn't. It did something for me. I enjoyed it. And this Captain America White by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, 8 years late. Like seriously, 8 years ago, probably 2008, 8 years ago, we got Captain America White issue 0, which is reprinted in the back here. I think, yeah, probably. I didn't go back to confirm it, but there's a second story in the back that I felt like I'd read before, maybe 8 years ago. This was fun. It was fun. You know, like there's a time when I wasn't really enjoying a lot of stuff Loeb was doing, but I liked all the color palette he did with, you know, Spider-Man blue, Daredevil yellow, Hulk gray, and then his stuff with DC in that same Tim Sale line of Long Halloween, Dark Victory. Those were very well done. And this issue, I don't know when issue 2 is coming. I know when they say it's coming, but hopefully it's going to be on time. And this was highly enjoyable. It has nostalgic feels being 8 years late. And it takes place, there's a ton of flashbacks, but basically after Cap gets out of the ice, which is, you know, the Avengers 4 type thing. And yeah, it's cool. It's Loeb and Sale. Like, they're back on their game. This is, if you like that old stuff, you probably should check it out because you'll probably like it. And just forgive them their sins of being 8 years late, because stuff happens. I mean, who hasn't been 8 years late on a project, you know? Like, we're all professionals. Just kidding. I mean, whatever. It's good. It's here now. I enjoyed it. That's all we have to say. DC, let's get into this first. This is cool. Batman Volume 7, Endgame is out in hardcover. This is Joker deciding, I'm going to kill Batman. I'm going to kill Batman, you know? Like, in Volume 3, he's like, I love Batman. I love him. He's my boy. We're boys. We need to get rid of all these other hangers-on. It's just me and Batman because we love each other and we should be alone together. And this one, he's like, you know what? F Batman. I'm going to kill him. And screw this. I'm over this. And yeah, it was phenomenal. It is my favorite Joker story ever. And you should get it if you didn't get it. Other than that, DC, they announced a bunch of cancellations yesterday, like 8 or 9 books canceled. And some of these books had 12-issue guarantees because they're part of this DCU launch, and they told retailers, they told interviews, like, DC, you can retcon your characters. You can retcon the history of all your characters as many times as you want, but what you really can't do is retcon reality because, you know, we can go to the interview and see where you say, hey, we're in this trench war to sell these books issue per issue, and we're going to give them all 12-issue guarantees, and the writers in interviews like, yeah, I have 12 years planned out, or 12 issues planned out for Omega Man, and every issue counts, and it all builds up, and now it's 7 issues. And it's like, we're supposed to have confidence, and I know that people didn't buy it, but I think my hypothesis, my strong gut feeling being here day in, day out in a store is Convergence was such a bomb for so many people that people weren't willing to try new things after that. It was just a very bad time to launch a bunch of new things for DC after people's palates were so like, say you go out and you have like sushi and you get food poisoning. And the next day, it doesn't matter if someone has like an amazing like 5-course meal, you're not really feeling like eating right then. You're still shitting out what you ate last night. So, I mean, that's Convergence, and this new stuff is good. But, you know, you're not really in the mood to eat new things right now. You're in the mood to still shit out the old stuff. However, it's very unfortunate that Green Lantern Lost Army is canceled with issue 6. They're claiming it was only a 6-issue miniseries from the start, which it obviously wasn't. Nothing says it was. We were told 12-issue guarantees of things that were miniseries. Clearly, you know, there's parentheses, and they're inside paren, and it said 1 of 6 paren, and this wasn't, and that's unfortunate. And the writer also confirms that it wasn't, and that's unfortunate. So we'll see what happens with that. Constantine the Hellblazer is a huge win, though. I'm enjoying the shit out of this book. Doyle and Tinian are killing it on there, and I'm loving it. It's much more like the Hellblazer than it is the Constantine before that. That was DC Universe Constantine, which wasn't bad. It just wasn't the Hellblazer. And this still isn't, mature reader, the Hellblazer, but it's closer, and I'm digging it. And there are other things that DC has out that I'm digging even this week, like Martian Manhunter, and Perez is great. I thought that was going to be 12 issues. Now it's 6. There might be 2 6-issue miniseries. Who knows? Black Canary's great. I really hope they don't cancel that. But right now, I'm just like, I get that books are always canceled. You always cut the fat, trim the fat, whatever. Things happen. I'm not excited about much of anything on the horizon, though, replacing it. I'm very sad some of these things are canceled. Some of them make sense, sure. Why not? Like Lobo never caught on, cancel it. Doom didn't catch on from the get-go. Maybe cancel that. But at least say, we're sorry. We're sorry. We promised you 12 issues, and we can't deliver because we're only a billion-dollar multinational company, and we apologize. Just apologize. Just apologize. That would go a long way for me. And but meanwhile, I'm enjoying Batman, Scott Snyder, enjoying Constantine, enjoying a lot of the stuff. I love the characters. So wow me, DC. Wow me with your next preview guide of new #1s that aren't things that are coming out of Convergence. It's time. Let's do some awesome stuff. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.